And it is time, once again, to get solar powered. We welcome you to a very special episode of the Solar Powered Podcast, where we celebrate the world changing magic of ordinary people telling extraordinary stories. I'm Ryan Hall. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode here today. And we're recording this episode on Christmas morning. And I will be honest, once again, I'm not exactly feeling very festive. But we move on because this year, 2024, has been, well, it's been a slog. It's been a definite challenge. It's been hard, it's been difficult, and it's been really freaking sad. But I do see hope. I see hope not only in my own life, but I see hope in the human race. I see hope in the stories of the human race. But I just want to start by saying that we're recording this, of course, on December 25th. 2 days ago marked the 10-year anniversary that my dad passed away. Yes, my dad passed away on Festivus. Talking about a grievance, let me tell you that he passed away on Festivus. On Christmas Eve, Stanford, Connecticut, we saw, it wasn't much, but we saw a little bit of snowfall. And few creatures I have ever known loved snow more than my Pete. And it broke my heart not to see him out there playing and rolling around in it like a fool. As many of y'all know, I recently started a new day job. I already have some issues with that job, but it's something that is sustainable while I build Royal Hearts Media into the vision that I have. And there was also some unemployment drama thrown in for good measure there. To say nothing of being threatened with getting kicked out of where I've been living for the past 4 years, even though it's way too expensive. Threatened with getting kicked out of where I lived because they didn't accept dogs anymore. That policy was since changed, even before Pete crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone with having a difficult year, with having a challenging year. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. It's been a rough year for a lot of people I love tremendously. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. But I realize with absolute certainty, I realize with absolute certainty that a theme for 2024 has started to emerge. This is not something that I intentionally set out for. but this is something that has started to emerge. And that theme, one word, resilience. Now, I have told this story. I think I have told this story on this podcast, but I'm going to share it with you now. When I was 5 years old, when I was 5 years old, my grandfather had this old horse, had this just grumpy old horse named Frosty. Frosty was kind of a chestnut brown, and she had a white blaze across her face, which is how I think Granddaddy came up with her name. But when I was 5 years old, I got it in my thick head that I wanted to ride this old horse. And I swear, this is not a metaphor. This actually happened. My mom was so freaked out, as was her wont. Let's not get that twisted, as was her wont. But she let me do it. My grandfather put me up on that horse, adjusted the stirrups on the saddle. She took maybe 4 steps out of her stall before I lost balance and fell on my face. Now, I wasn't seriously hurt. I wouldn't even call myself injured. The worst that I had was a small cut right under my lower lip, which, believe it or not, in the right light, and if I'm like totally clean shaven, can still show up. But my mom put both feet down and was like, hell no, you're not getting back up on that horse. So I never did. My point is that so much of what has happened for me this year has reinforced a scarcity mindset. And again, I know I'm not alone here, but I'm the one telling the story. So much of what has happened this year has reinforced a scarcity mindset, has reinforced a mindset of well, lack. And it's like it's reinforced it with a sledgehammer. So I'm here today to declare not just my own personal theme for 2025, but the theme of my business in 2025. And I'm reminded of one of my favorite Kurt Vonnegut quotes when he famously wrote, "Everything is nothing with a twist." I want you to imagine that. Everything is nothing but with a twist. Because my theme for 2025, my personal theme, my business theme is infinity. Because when you approach life, and by you, I mean me, of course, here, because again, I'm the one telling the story. But when you approach life from a scarcity mindset, you limit yourself. You limit yourself as to what you can do. You limit yourself as to what you can accomplish. You limit yourself with everything. It's almost like a it's almost like a theme from the great David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me, when he talks about the governor on a car engine. The governor is what keeps the car engine from revving too hot and from, making the car go too fast. But when you take that governor off, your life becomes a lot more manageable. Your life becomes a lot more infinite. So I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going all in on my health, exercise, eating right, working out, talking to myself in a positive way. Of course, I'm going all in on my books. I mean, hell, I've got 3 books coming out just next year. I'm going all in on my relationships, friendships, business relationships, possible romantic relationships. I'm going all in. I'm going all in on infinity. Now, let's not get it twisted here. To kind of use a gambling metaphor, I could go out and bust. Like I could go out and bust, have a, have a 16 against the dealer 7, hit it to 26. I could bust. I could go out and roll a 7 with a whole bunch of money on the table. But I could also hit that 16 and draw a 5 to get the 21. You see what I'm getting at here? It's like the Great Muddy Waters song. You can't spend what you ain't got, and you can't lose what you never had. Let me ask you this. To those of you watching, to those of you listening, what do you have to do right now to create your own infinity? What do you have to do right now to let go, to create your own infinity? Well, I've got 3 things in mind that I'm going to do. And the first thing is to just simply embrace the future, because the future is a story that is yet to be told. The future is a story yet to be told, and you have one hell of a powerful pen. You can create that however you want. The second thing is that I'm going to let go of the past. Now, does this mean forgetting about the pain, the trauma, all of the stuff that happened in my past? Absolutely not. But this is also admitting that it has no control over me anymore. Because when you let your past control you, you're letting it change your future. You're letting your past write your future for you. Let go of the past. You can't do a thing about the past. You can only focus on your future. And number 3, choose every day. As Nick Saban famously said, choose every day that precious present moment. Your life may not look the way that you want it to. Your life may be just not good. But you're alive, aren't you? You have another chance to get it right. You have another chance to make a difference in this world. In choosing every single day to embrace that that precious present moment is going to make a world of difference. Let go of the past, embrace the future, and choose every single day that precious present moment. Create your own infinity. Now, infinity, that's my theme for 2025. I want to know what your theme is. What is your theme for 2025? You can sound off in the comments of the YouTube video, or you can hit me up by sending me a good old-fashioned email at ryan.hall@royalheartsmedia.com, or just hit me up on social media. I'm at Ryan Hall Writes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just send me a message, hit me up on those platforms, and I'd love to hear from you. I want to know what your theme is. I want to know what your theme and what story you want to create. What story do you want to tell with your 2025? But that is it for me. I love you all so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And thank you for so much for getting solar powered with me. It's been a hell of a year. Next year is going to be the biggest one yet. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And until we meet again, this is Ryan Hall saying thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. So long for now. And go get solar powered.